5 of the Crenbowl League. This is a recap of the league, looking at each division and showcase 2 matches in them. I'm Big Papa Pope, and I'm here to take you through each match. Starting with Division A, we have Saito's Undead versus Darethor's Elven Union. Turn 3, Darethor is able to break away with its Blitzer, guaranteeing the first touchdown after a surf on Saito's Ghoul. By turn 6, Darethor is finally pressured enough by Saito to stop delaying and going for the touchdown, bringing it to a 1-0 game. Turn 10, Darethor coming in with a permanent injury to Saito's Ghoul. It's a -1 to injury rule. Saito will have to wager whether to sell this player or to continue with him, risking greater injury. Turn 11, Darethor is able to hand off the ball, then pass to go the full length of field in one turn, making this game 2-0 in Darethor's favor. Turn 13, Saito finally able to get a permanent injury on Darethor's team. Smash knee, Skid Bow won't be available to play in Week 6. Turn 16, Saito is finally able to get into the end zone after having to reroll a GFI to get in, ending this game 2-1 Darethor's favor. Going into the second game of Division A, Von Ka's Skinks versus LA's Necromantic team. Starting off quick, turn 3, Von Ka scored a quick touchdown to make the score 1-0. Turn 6, SPP gain on Von Ka's only source. LA's zombie regenerated, however, leaving it on the sideline for the drive. Later in turn 6, Von Ka's Skink is able to take the ball away and separate from the pack, securing the second touchdown for his team. Von Ka is able to delay this touchdown till the end of the half, going into the locker room with a 2-0. Turn 11, Von Ka once again able to get the ball away from the Necromantic side, and is able to grab the ball on the scatter. On turn 14, however, LA is finally catching a break and is able to surf the ball carrier with a favorable launch to his side. With this bounce, LA is scored on turn 15, bringing the score to 2-1 and ending the game there with a victory for the Skink team. This is a game between two powerhouse teams, but in the end, Von Ka was able to use the superior agility of his team to secure the win. Moving on to Division B with Kelleridis Kislev versus Gry Kirby Skaven. Kirby Skaven come out strong out of the gate with a turn 4 death block. Kelleridis re-rolls the injury, but unfortunately still must take a -1 armor value on his lineman. On turn 5, however, Kelleridi bounces back from the injury with this insane pass with the touchdown, giving his team the 1-0 lead. The victory is short-lived, though, as the Skavens do what Skavens do best and begin pushing down the sidelines in just the next turn. Next turn, Kirby dodges away from the Kislev Blitzer and passes it for the 2-turn touchdown, bringing the score tied at 1 before the end of the first half. With the Skaven receiving the ball in the second half, Kirby drives the ball down the field after finding an opening in the defense on turn 11. One of the final defensive attempts that the Kislev have comes in turn 12 when the catcher blitzes the ball carrier, but in a cruel twist of the dice, fails the GFI to retrieve the ball. This is a pain we've all felt. With this unfortunate turnover, however, Kirby retrieves the ball and scores on turn 14, ending the game at 2-1. Last game of Division B being covered is Biopox's Vampires versus Hellbent Wolfbot's Chaos. Turn 2, despite a quick charge from the Vampires, Wolfbot gets away with the ball and brings it to midfield with a handoff. On the first turn of the second half, the Chaos team blitzes the ball carrier to try to get control, but fails the pickup roll, unfortunately. The Vampires retrieved the ball and drove up the sideline, but on turn 12, the Chaos get around to the ball carrier and send the ball out of bounds, bringing it back to the Pox's side of the field. This small victory is short-lived as the Vampires get the ball back, and with a combination of a handoff and a pass, bring the ball close to the end zone to ensure the score for Pox. Next turn, Pox rules 1 on a Bloodlust, but with a reroll, brings the ball in for the Vampire side, ending the game with a 1-0 victory. Getting into Division C, the first match we are looking at is Nursilla Thrilla versus Robin Clausen's Halflings. One of the only games this week where the weather is going to play a factor as it rained for the duration of the match. Before the match even began, unlucky kick for the Halflings as the ball goes out of bounds with a touchback. This touchback leads to a 2-turn touchdown for the Elven Union, taking a quick 1-0 lead before the Halflings really even have a chance to defend. The Halflings' luck seems to get even worse as their star player Puggy is injured on the very next turn. On turn 5, the Elves still smash through the defenses to set up a touchdown, but a failed pass roll ends the turn. Turn 6, however, the Elves recover, bringing the second touchdown of the half. Trying to recover a disaster of a half, the Halflings throw their ball carrier across the field to score on the last play, making this a 2-1 in the Elven Union favor. Jumping to the second half, turn 12, the Elves were able to get to the ball carrier and cause an injury, making them lose 1 point in already low armor value. Turn 15, Halflings recover and break free from a dwindling Elven line as the injuries start to pile up for the Union side. On the final turn of the game, the Halflings bring the ball in for the tying score of the game. An impressive recovery effort by the Halflings that was helped by a number of injuries on the Elven side. Going into the next game of Division C, we have Professor Plum's Dark Elves versus Delash's Khemri. With his last leading Division C, Plum is going to have to focus up and work hard for the win. Jumping into the match on turn 3, where the Dark Elves are breaking through the Khemri cage to get the ball carrier. The Khemri do end up recovering the ball, but only briefly, as of turn 6, the Elves once again take the ball away, and almost pass it away for the breakaway touchdown. But unfortunately, the Tomb Guardian has different plans, as he rolls a 6 on the intercept chance. While impressive, the Tomb Guardian can't get anywhere, and the AF ends with a stalemate at midfield, 0-0. On turn 9, with the Elves receiving, the drive starts with an Elven sideline cage deep into Khemri territory. Unfortunately, they had to use a reroll to get into this position, though. On the next turn, the Khemri have put up enough pressure for the Elves to abandon the cage and look for other options. With a handoff and a pass, the Elves bring the ball right next to the Khemri end zone. Turn 11, the Elves easily drive into the end zone for that 1-0 lead. By turn 15, the Khemri, possibly for revenge for the early touchdown, leave an Elf dead on the field. With an Apothecary, this ends up a loss of armor value on an important component of the Elven team. On turn 16, the Khemri finally score and tie the game. Despite not being able to defend properly in the last moments of the game, the club should still be happy with the tie against the leading Division C team. On to the final division, we have Deadhurst Chaos versus Addock Skaven. Turn 1, the Skaven injured Beastman sent the game into an early advantage for the defending team. Jumping to turn 5, the Chaos bounce back with an injury of their own, having another player this week lose a point in armor value. Addock is not fazed by this because on his turn 5, the pressure of the Skaven screen forces the Chaos to move into a vulnerable position, which Addock takes full advantage of, taking the ball and breaking away from the rest of the field. On the next turn, Addock wastes no time, brings it in for the 1-0 lead, ending the first half. On turn 10, the Skaven received the ball in the half and began their drive with a pass and a sprint to the Chaos side of the field. On the very next turn, Deathworth brings out his inducement for the game, the Wizard, leaving one Skaven injured and 2 stunned, but giving me the window for Beastman to blitz the ball carrier. Turn 11, Chaos are trying to break away from the bunch with a dodge away and a handoff, putting them deep into Skaven territory. On turn 13, the Chaos didn't get far enough away, and the Skaven are putting pressure on the ball. Even more pressure is made when the Beastman fails to pick up on the ball, causing a turnover. On turn 14, this pressure finally caves the line, and Skaven are able to get the ball away, ensuring a 2-0 lead. Next turn, the Skaven bring the ball into the end zone for the 2-0 win. For our final game this week, we have Zooming's Ogres versus Grey 007's Humans. On turn 3, the Humans begin pushing their offense into Ogre territory, but by turn 5, the Ogres respond with a block on the ball carrier and a break tackle dodge away from the Humans. The Humans don't take this lightly, however, and they respond with a block on the ball carrier with their own Ogre. This is also short-lived, however, as the same Ogre gets up and blitzes the ball carrier to once again put the ball on the ground. After a first half stalemate, the sweltering heat begins to claim the victims on the pitch, with the Ogres only losing 2 Goblins compared to the 4 lost on the human side. With this great advantage, the Ogres have a chance to drive up the field. On turn 13, However, a double 1 GFI begins to complicate that offensive drive. On the next turn, that double 1 ends up costing the Ogres as the humans are able to blitz through and knock down the Goblin ball carrier. As another unfortunate roll, the Goblin gets back up, only to fail the pickup roll, scattering the ball into the neighboring Ogre's hands. Turn 15, a break tackle brings the Ogre into scoring range, but then another unfortunate roll. The Ogre's ball carrier rolls a 1 on Bonehead, ensuring that this would end in a 0-0 tie. This is the end of the weekly recap. Looking at the league standings in Division A, the 4 in the playoff spots are Von Ka, Eichton, Darethor, and the Sage. In Division B, we have Biopox, Zeldamari, Grykerby, and Sovinder. In Division C, we have Zalash, Bastoza, Sparky, and Robin Clausen. In Division D, we have Gray007, Jay Baza, Adakol, and Aramis. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in following the league, I recommend looking in the description for Crendor's YouTube Discord and the Crenbowl Discord. Besides that, this has been your Week 5 Crenbowl League recap. I've been Big Papa Pope. Have a great rest of your day, and take care.